So as we continue through the book, Are You Ready to Succeed? And as we continue onto the second ripple, which is organizational change, we're gonna look at how we can we're gonna look at the idea of how we connect and how that determines our lives. And then we also look at the idea of how do we determine, how do we differentiate between a pure network contact, which are cultivated for connections and positions and all this other stuff, right? We go after, hey, what do you do? Oh man, you could really help me with what I do, and let me see how I can use you and your role for my gain and my company's gain, right? Versus a true contact, right? Which is, change your intention. How can I help you out? What is it that you do? How can I help you close a gap? If we look at Zig Ziglar and his old saying, which was, the more you help others to get what they need, the more you can get what you help others get what they want, so that you can get what you want, type of thing. So that type of intention. And I love that Sri Kumar Rao has in here, whatever you are trying to do must bring spiritual and material growth to others, right? How can I help you to grow spiritually and materially? Because we live in those two different worlds, and that's okay. And that is what's going to begin your organizational change. To change how you connect. How do you connect? Let go of the idea that you, person or body, that you are the orchestrator of the events. This goes back into kind of creating the serendipitous events. How we don't even know how we are here in existence. Let go of the idea that you are the specific orchestrator of events. When you so again, that also goes back to the idea of control what you can control. That's just kind of like your thoughts and emotions and reactions, responses, that type of thing. Everything outside of that, it's beyond your control. And again, this is coming at this with my current level of understanding. Okay, so second ripple, organizational change. When you have the right mixture of passion and detachment, as well as the acceptance of what really happens. So, look, I'm super excited to be involved with some of the technology that I'm involved with and some of the ideas that I'm working on, but I'm not attached to the outcome being what I believe it needs to be, right? So I think it should come out like this, or even a relationship or dinner, anything, right? I could go out at night and get a flat tire. We go out. I remember the one night that Meg and I, went out, had an Uber, and the date night, we hit a deer on the way home. The Uber driver, that was, if I would have been attached to a certain outcome, that wouldn't have been the outcome, right? And I could have gotten angry or upset that happened, right? I could have gotten angry that the Uber driver, didn't dodge it or whatever. But I accepted it. We accepted it of what really happened. And again, in technology or in the sales business, wherever you are, you've got a great idea. This video, what I'm creating, I would love for it to have thousands and millions of views. Maybe one. Maybe it gets 0 views, and that's got to be okay. I'm not doing it just for the likes or any of it. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. I'm doing it because I believe that there's value for you to go through it as well. I believe there's value in these concepts and ideas. And the more that I learn about them, the more that I put them into my own mind, the more that I could bring into the world with them, if that makes sense, right? So, also think about the idea, like he says, and in an army, you create these different connections, right? You can you've gone through this organizational change. An army will show up to support you the moment that you need it. You ever, once you realize that you're not the person that needs to create and do it all, as soon as you realize that you're a member of a team and you're willing to be a supporter in that team. This is something that 8 years working at Cisco, I think, taught me. Is that I went in there and I just wanted to help and do well with others and help them along. And the idea is that it wasn't for just success. I just wanted to help. I just wanted to make sure that the work that I was doing was helping another person get their sales, again, helping them to get what they need so that I could get what I wanted, type of thing. But not even that. It wasn't even done with that intent. I just wanted to do the work, and I wanted to do it because these were good people, and they showed it all the time. They would turn back around and they would support me all the time. But it also reminds me too of the idea of an army of angels that I had in an interview with Emmy Har. The deal is, it's like, listen, whatever you're putting out there, as long as you're putting it out there with like good stuff, you're supporting others and trying to help others, the moment you need them, the moment you need that army of angels, they are going to show up and support you. In the chapter of An Ideal Life, under organizational change, he's got a James Allen quote about the golden opportunities that will present themselves on your path. And honestly, this is always happening. Going back up to the idea that there's going to be obstacles in your way. Those obstacles, man, I still don't like the book, but the obstacle is the way. That obstacle, that challenge is the golden opportunity. What is it that's in there? If there's an obstacle in there, it's going to take some type of growth from you, from your team, from your ability to change perspectives. You simply need to identify it as such and move forward on that. Can I make this larger? Let me make this larger. On the screen, that is. So that's that James Allen quote, golden opportunities will present themselves on your path. As you continue through going through this change, right, books and other aids that you need will come to you unsought. Also understand that the books will reflect your current level of understanding and often contains the keys that you seek. I think of this in the terms of, look, I went through my awakening or conscious change, that was pretty dramatic. I didn't understand the language that I needed to use. I couldn't understand it because I hadn't been exposed to it before. I had no understanding, and I needed to these books that again, this is one of the books that came to my aid, so that I could go ahead and I could grow in it and could learn. So as we've got the the different levels of understanding that you're gonna get from these books, again, you've already got kind of queries in your mind. Right, you've already got thoughts and ideas of how things are working. You've already got different ways of understanding, and what you're looking for is how do you teach that to others? How can you share that out? Right, I can't tell you the number of books that just continue to pop up into my life over the past like three and a half, 4 years that have helped me to understand me. Right, who've helped me to understand all of what I'm going through with you right now in Are You Ready to Succeed? And movies, anything really. Once you kind of develop this idea of and you don't even notice it, right? Really, this is kind of looking forward if you haven't already seen this for yourself. It's the Steve Jobs quote is, you can only connect the dots going backwards. Another interesting, just kind of a tidbit here. My kids read this book, Geronimo Stilton, and what was interesting, and I thought that it was cool that they did this. They needed keys to the Crystal Cavern or something like that, and there was a crystal key that they had to find within the book. Right, that seed is planted in their mind that the keys are within the book, right? They have to find these images of the key within the book, and they don't see it that way right now. I guarantee it, right? But my current level of understanding is like, wow, that's really cool that they put actual keys within the book that would help them to unlock different things. And it's probably not even the way the author intended it, but I could be wrong. This book will help you to powerfully connect in ways so that you are in harmony with your values, and to me it has, and I believe for you that it could. Otherwise I wouldn't be taking this much effort to share it all out with you. Uh, if your current level of connecting is how can that person benefit me in my life? How can I go to network to climb a ladder type of mentality? Can you get there in that way? Yes. How will you feel in the end? Can you get there, and what's that going to look like? That's just a question that I've got for you. Versus, we talk about the different ways that we connect, right, and how to differentiate that. Become a light that intersects with other lights, creating a unified and brighter spot. The ideas of like different spotlights on the stage. The idea of you being a light, spotlighting somebody else, and what's great for them out there. When you're driving a vehicle, a car, when you have the headlights go, they are set so that they intersect each other in a brighter space in front of the vehicle. So they will, you have to manually adjust them. At least you did at one point, so that they face it's called light alignment, and you need to adjust those headlights so that they intersect at a certain place where the beams will intersect facing down in front of you, and where they intersect, they create a brighter light. They work together as a team. So if you're working again as a team and not as an individual, as a part of the greater whole, as a part of the all, then you will create that stronger ripple that was discussed.